who are doing all these things cannot be touched? Could it be that they are above the law? Could it be they are the owners of the nation? Because tell me why somebody or a group of people will continue to do a particular thing, put the nation on hold, frustrate everybody. Businesses are dying because of electricity. I know shops that have closed because they can't meet up buying fuel to fuel their generator
to run.
No barbing salon can work without electricity. Do you understand me? The people who sell cold, what do you call it? Cold room, who sell fish and chicken and so on, they need constant electricity. If not, your money is going to go. You understand what I'm saying? So, are they telling us that these people cannot be touched? Just like you said, it's not the big guys who go to do all these things. They will always use somebody to go. Why would you burn down a transformer? Why? I mean, it's a different thing if you say, oh, I've stolen it. We now know you're going to sell it somewhere. But burning it down, I do not understand. So if there are people, and I don't want to mention names, because when you know that the big boys are listening, just touch them or mention their name. They will knock on your door, just like I said the other time. Listen, I believe that there is people I will call cabal who just do not want us to have steady electricity. But I also want to say that we have only one president and commander-in-chief in this country. Nobody is above. Now that is Asiwaju, that is our president. Yes. Nobody is bigger than him. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir? Whoever it is that is benefiting, is either he calls them and say, what do you really want? These people who are doing this thing, Sahel, if you have let's say you have Sahel Effizy electricity company, you have picked Wuse, and you say I can supply, electricity to Wuse 247, and they give you a part to test, and you deliver. We know, or you take Wuse, we know that what we are negotiating now with you now is how much are you going to charge per unit or whatever, how they measure electricity. Do you understand me? Government can step in and say, okay, we are going to regulate, where do you need help? We now know. But for you to take up a company and say, this is Effizy electricity, I'm supplying Wuse electricity they don't see. You go still hound them to pay bill when they don't even born. Then you're frustrating everybody. And nobody can touch you. It means you are above the law. It means that you are the landlord of Nigeria. All of us, we are tenants. You heard about what happened in Aba. Sorry, my brother. You heard about what happened in Aba? After, I think it was Professor Barton, who was a former Minister of Power. Yeah, they've launched that program in Aba. From what I heard, they say in some places, there is steady electricity now. You have achieved something. Now, government can say, oh, now that you've done this, don't charge so much. Remember that we have some issues. Then you don't know how to balance. But a situation where he has done that particular project, give our people electricity, no. Then I also allow those who want to do one or two things in a way to improve the situation, no. You also will frustrate government. If the cable, just like you said, Sahel, this manholes that we are talking about, that is always stolen. We know where, if you want to buy it, you know where we can go and buy it. Most of these cables, they steal from places. They don't use it for any other thing. If there is another thing, they're still going to sell it back to. It could be your community that your own is stolen. You still go back and maybe buy the one that was stolen from Chief Osang's place to replace your own. What happens to that person who is selling it? Who gave you this electricity?
Where did he get it from?
Where did you get it from? Sahel, if you see a used cable, you know that it's either that they've stolen it from somewhere because it's not brand new, or that, okay, I bought it from Chief Osang wants to move from a higher, maybe a cable that is, let's say,
maybe 2 mm.
2 mm, you want to go, it's a different thing. So if you can't tell me that DSS, they don't really know how to track these people. You can't tell me that NIA or even our police, they don't know. Is it not civil defense? Is it not their responsibility to protect all these things? Like, if you want to know who buys this thing, where do they take these things to? What do they use it for? You can't tell me that our security, they don't know.
Because, I mean, I'm just wondering how someone will steal a transformer. Where will he put it?
Because, see, Sahel, do you know that have you not had a situation where there was a time, I can't remember exactly what happened. Somebody was moving it's kind of one of these drugs that NDLEA, they, arrest people for. The people who escorted the lorry, It's a uniform security personnel. But when those NDLEA guys stopped, they insisted on checking the particular vehicle, and at the end of the day, you had drugs in that car. But you have a uniformed, security person escorting them.
All right, I must really appreciate you, gentlemen. Uncle Usanforgod is here, and High Chief Elvis is also here. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Let's quickly dive into this other issue so that by the time Usang and Elvis are going to speak, they'll speak from those two conversations that we have. FCTA confirms looting of warehouse in Abuja. And I think the most painful part is that a lot of people have attributed it to the economic situation, to say, oh, it's because people are hungry. And I'm just wondering, when stealing becomes permissible because of the economic situation, should we now say the country should be lawless because there is an economic situation in our hands? But this started with NEMA to say, oh, it was NEMA's warehouse. And NEMA put out a statement to say, no, it is not theirs. But at the end of the day, the Agricultural and Rural Development Secretariat of the Federal Capital Territory Administration confirmed that the looting of its warehouse in Day on Sunday by residents in the FCT over the economic hardship in the country. Confirming the incident also, the spokesperson of ARD, that's Agricultural Rural Development Secretariat, Zachary Aliyu, said the secretary has earlier visited the warehouse where the resident had looted everything in the store and vandalized the place, removing the roofs and windows. Also, he added that the FCT Minister for State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, and FCT Mandate Secretary, Agricultural Secretariat, Mr. Lawal, will again visit the facility on Monday, which is today, where more detailed information will be given. He says, we visited the scene of the incident this morning. We visited with the Secretary and some of the officials of the Secretariat, but by tomorrow, which is today, the Secretary, I think also with the Minister for State, will pay another visit to the place as we speak. If you know that place, do you know that they removed the roof and the windows inclusive apart from the food items? He says, meanwhile, the National Emergency Agency Management Agency in a statement said it was not actually their warehouse that was looted, but the director there has given an instruction that security around all their warehouse should be beefed up so that they don't have this type of situation in their hands. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, I would start the conversation with Usanforgod and move to Elvis, and we'll let you in on the conversation this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Stay one step ahead with Nigeria Info.
From the biggest stories,
Trends and conversations.
let's talk. I remember being screamed at. The customer was not going to pay for the Bantu knot.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This 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 is Nigeria Info.
Usanforgod in on this conversation. It's also important to also state that the PPRO, FCT Police Command, ASP Josephine Ade also put out a statement yesterday that the FCT Police Command is fully informed about the impulsive attack on Agricultural Department Strategic Food Store located at Tesha, Abuja, by some mobs, which resulted into vandalism and looting of the warehouse. The command wishes to state that normalcy has since been restored to the environs and the situation is very much under control as 15 suspects were arrested, including 2 local security employed by the warehouse management. Exhibits such as 26 bags of maize, 5 motorcycles, some vandalized aluminium roofing sheets were recovered from the suspect. This is where I don't know what they want to do with the aluminium roofing sheet. Let's start with Uncle Usanforgod this morning. I mean, why would someone? My own fear is that we also attributing vandalism to hunger. It's a bit scary for me.
The billionaire.
Yes, sir.
And Mazi Desinatoni and then High Chief Elvis, the entire Nigeria Info Management and fans in Abuja, I greet you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Before I say anything, we have to hold Destiny Anthony accountable for his birthday. It was on Saturday. I knew that this guy was tricky. Yes. You know,
did he dodge you like me?
I will tell you what happened.
Okay.
This is our guy from Lokogoma. That what is his name now? I'll remember his name.
Is it Paul?
No, not Paul. Paul doesn't. I'm not sure he's with us. Why should I forget this guy's name? Okay. By the way, he had his baby on Saturday, and he posted the information about the baby on the platform for us to celebrate and thank God for that. You know what Destiny did? Destiny went to that information, replied to that information, wrote many good things. You know, such information. When you're reading platform, when you know that it's congratulations, you don't want to read to the end. At the end, Destiny Anthony appended his birthday in one line. It's my birthday. So you won't see it and ask him for the birthday. Yes. Meanwhile, for his information, it will take us to TJ Spice.
It's okay.
Yes, because we cannot afford to allow an elder like that to hide his birthday. Yes. So go back to your question, sir.
Yes.
Honestly speaking, I do not want to sound insensitive to what we are going through as a country in terms of the hardship. It is biting very, very hard.
Yes, everybody's
feeling it. No, anyone that says he or she is not feeling it, you could look back into your life. Even if you were giving and giving and giving, I can promise you, you aren't giving as much as you were giving. Now, sir, does that justify the vandalization of government infrastructure? I agree that some condition can be a cause to some action, but cannot be a justification. Hunger in the land can actually be a temptation, even to a sound mind to think negative, but it can definitely not be a justification. That we are going through such time does not in any way justify anybody to involve in crime. Sir, vandalism is a crime. Yeah. The law recognizes it as a crime. And then if you loot a warehouse, it's a crime. Now, for you to know, sir, that it's not only hunger that caused that. What are they doing with the roofs and the window frame? Is that part of the food items? Now, sir, I will ask a question just to portray my point, that several times we as parents we're not able to either meet up with the needs at home, either school fees or food enough as it should be. Did our children burn down the homes in protest? Even for those who are vandalizing and looting and saying, oh, because we're hungry. Yes, I agree to you that the pain is much. But if everybody that is hungry goes to the street to loot, there will be no Nigeria. There will be no Abuja. And then I saw some women in that picture. I saw women there, carrying a lot of those items. I ask a question. Some of the times that your husband, because of economic hardship, was not able to meet up with some obligation at home, did you burn down the roof of the house? Did you loot? Sir, I don't want to be misunderstood. Because each time things like this are said out there, what everybody wants to hear is that, no, it is the government that didn't do this. Yes, it is the government that should have done. I agree that the government should, do everything possible and necessary, to prevent the temptation of people going to the street. But for anyone who leaves his or her home, if you even stole to go and eat, maybe as much as you can eat, one can even understand it, but you now went ahead, vandalized the entire building, removed the roofing sheet, removed the window frames on account of hunger, I don't think we can justify that.
All right, I don't think we can justify that. Let's come to High Chief Elvis, on this issue around vandalism. We started from electricity, Minister of Power, and then this one in Abuja.
Thank you very much, the billionaire. Good morning, the billionaire. Good morning, Abuja listeners. The issue of vandalism is something that is highly condemnable in all ramifications. And just like Chief Osang said earlier, it's not something that should be encouraged at all. Is there hunger in the land? The answer is capital yes. There is serious hunger in the land. How biting is this hunger? It is seriously biting. It is excruciating. Is the government doing much to alleviate this suffering the people are going through? I will tell you in the negative. The government has done nothing much to alleviate the sufferings of the people. Insane clans, insane societies, you hardly see such things. These are things you see in societies where there is war-torn society. These are the things you see. Why would citizens engage in such acts in a country that is not experiencing war? That is pure failure of the government. And the government, to a very large extent, should be held accountable for the excruciating pains and poverty the people are facing. The essence of governance is to make life meaningful and better for the people, making life beautiful and better for the masses. But in a situation whereby even the high and mighty today are complaining in Nigeria of the excruciating hardship, it is most appalling. It is callous, to say the least. Let this serve as a signal to the government that the people are hungry, that Nigerians are suffering. For the past 8 years, we have been hammering on this issue. Nigerians are suffering, Nigerians are going through pains. But to them, it's more like, in fact, it has become a national anthem that doesn't move anybody anymore. It has become a norm. Forget about it, all they can do is to complain. If care is not taken, a time may come when the people will hit the streets. What can the government do to alleviate the suffering of the people? We have local governments. We have councillors. We have traditional rulers. These are direct contacts to the masses. How have the government engaged these tiers of government in order to help in alleviating the sufferings the people are going through? It is not just enough to map out some bags of rice and say you are giving palliative. We have gone past that. That ship has long sailed and sunk. What we should be thinking of now is certain policies that can help to ease the excruciating pain and hardship Nigerians are facing. Let me share this experience with you. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I drove to the office, parked my vehicle. There is a particular waste bin dump site where I parked. Surprisingly, I saw 2 boys, maybe all these, what's it called, Babambola, boys, picking empty bottles from the dump site. What were they doing? They will open a can, whatever water they see or any drink they see inside, they will drink it. I was shocked.
Oh my.
I called the 2 of them. I said, what are you doing? You know what they told me, to my greatest surprise? Oga, we don't get money to buy pure water. It is as bad as that. It goes a long way to show that there are Nigerians. We are talking of Nigerians. We are not talking of refugees from other countries. We are talking of Nigerian citizens, free-born Nigerian citizens who have the same equal rights as our leaders, who have the same right as a president, who have the same right as a senator, who have the same right as the speaker of the House of Representatives, who have the same right as a governor. But they are drinking empty leftover waters from a trash bin. This is the extent, this is the deplorable state Nigerians have been brought to. They don't have money to buy sachet water. They don't have money to buy sachet water. It is that bad. And if I didn't have that experience, possibly I wouldn't have believed it. But it is the reality. How many Nigerians today can have 3 square meal, comfortable 3 square meal? How many Nigerians today can even feed once a day? The high cost of everything is high, above the reach of even the medium class. There is no middle class anymore in this country. It is either you are rich or you are poor. That is the extent we have gotten to in this country. And the government needs to wake up. They need to rise to their responsibility and take the bull by the horn to fix this country once and for all. Nigerians have suffered enough.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's get to WhatsApp and see what a lot of people are saying here. The Hafsat says it's sad if that was the case that happened to our power station. May God help us in this country. Good morning to all the guests in the studio. Thank you, Hafsat. And this says, good morning, Effizy. During the military, it used to be economy saboteur, and then it's firing squad. Why don't we apply this law of electricity theft? Akafred from Silesia says, God bless Nigeria and God bless Nigeria Info. And okay, I don't know what this picture is. Good morning. The name Uncle Usanforgod is trying to remember is Omotayo.
I remember Omotayo. Yeah.
Okay. And the voice answer the question, is the warehouse meant for, is the warehouse meant for guiding? You must answer, Mrs. Omeza. Wow, now full house be this. Okay, thank you. Mr. Innocent says, let me tell you one bitter truth. Nigerians always do what? Damage control and not doing things ahead of time. Nigeria will start working when we start doing things ahead of time, then wait until things go wrong, then we start rushing for intervention. For instance, must we wait for attack to happen before we take security measures to curtail activities of bad people? And again, are we going to wait till Nigerians complain before bad electricity is fixed? This cut across sectors. We must think and work ahead of time so as to avoid sabotage. Okay. Nothing stopped government to start using technology to help secure effort of government than waiting for attack and vandals to act before government acts. Mr. Innocent says that. Let's take some calls. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Thank God you picked my call, Sir L.
Thank you, sir.
Because I listened to both of them, our Oga Usanforgod and our chief, Elvis. And my name is King, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yes. And it's good that I'm someone that also have a small business that I do, so I meet the lowest set of people in this society. You get it? And sometimes people come to my boardroom and ordinary 15 naira they don't even have. They said I should wait till when they come later in the evening, when they go and do one or two, and sometimes they don't even get. You get it? But I will, on my own, I'll say, see, this is water. If at all, leper will even give us life, so that at least we can even give people water, even if it's for free. Let me try and give people water. At least water is life. I will do a short story, please. Pardon me, sir. There was a time Nelson Mandela, people gathered all over to organize him to say good things about him. When Nelson himself came on stage to talk, he said, see, you people are just shouting, saying good things about me. But at a point in my life, I had nothing. I had to kill a dog. Somebody's dog just to survive. So there's nobody in this life, except if you were born as a prince or probably you inherit wealth. There's nobody at a point in this life that didn't lack. That is why I will stand with Chief and at the same time with our God who stands for God.
All right. Thank you.
The truth is that you don't have any excuse to go to that length. Instead, beg.
Okay.
Those boys that day.
King, let's hold you there. Let's hold you there. Thank you. We need to run for a quick break at about 10:45. But just to quickly punch in this message, Mr. Effizy, the billionaire, actually the government are not trying at all. Innocent Wisdom from Gwagwa had that written in via Facebook, our Facebook Live. We're on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You can join us there at Nigeria Info Abuja. At Nigeria Info Abuja. Let's run for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back to take more calls and also more of your messages.
This is Nigeria Info.